Hicks Country 92.9, number one for New Country. That's Blake Shelton's doing. That's minimum wage. It's $9.27. We're actually a little ahead of schedule for a change. That is unusual on this program, but I feel like that's good because we've still got a lot of ground to cover. And that includes our Ask the Lawyer segment with Bruce L. Scheiner. If you've submitted a question in the past for Bruce to kind of take a look at and maybe see if he can't shed some light on, today might be that lucky day he responds. Let's find out as we go to Bruce L. Scheiner, attorney for the injured. Good morning, Bruce.
Hey, good morning, Todd. How you doing this beautiful Wednesday morning?
Just fine. Absolutely fine. And how are things in the Scheiner household?
Everything's going wonderful, thank you.
Good. Everybody's well still?
Yes, sir. Everybody's well. We're all vaccinated now, so things are good.
Yeah, you got to ask that question these days, even with vaccinations, and for the foreseeable future, we still got to be a little on the careful side, don't we?
Right, and I hope our audience all gets vaccinated.
You know, it's interesting. Charlotte County is close to, not quite, but close to herd immunity. I know you've heard that term before. With our larger number of senior citizens, this is a very good thing.
That's great.
Yep.
I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah, but we got to keep the pedal to the metal, so to speak.
Right.
Speaking of which, nice little transition here, because pedal to the metal makes me think of things automotive and, in fact, motorcycles. You being the biker's lawyer, we're about to bring a question to you that's right up your alley. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready, Todd.
Okay, here's what today's question says. My son, who is attending college out of state, borrowed his roommate's motorcycle. He was driving down the highway when a driver pulled out in front of him, causing him to crash into the car, throwing him 20 feet. As a result, our son sustained a broken hip. Wow. College-age kid with a broken hip. That's sad. Which will require several surgeries. The driver who caused the accident was ticketed, but doesn't have any insurance coverage. The roommate who owns the motorcycle also has no insurance. We've always maintained excellent auto coverage, but my wife's friend said that he might no longer be covered since my son sold his car. Is that true? Can your lawyer friend help? This is a very complicated situation, or it would seem to be to us lay people. Bruce, what do you make of this?
Well, again, this is a example where it's so important to call an experienced lawyer right away. Mm-hmm. And the key to this case is the fact that he's a college student. So even though he sold his car, his residence would still be with his parents at home.
Right.
And he would be entitled to uninsured motorist coverage from his parents' policy if, and this is the key, and we talk about it all the time, if it's stacking coverage.
Uh-huh.
Stacking coverage applies to any vehicle that you might be in an accident in, as opposed to non-stacking, which only covers the vehicle that you're involved in the accident with.
Okay. And since we have an uninsured motorist at the cause of this accident, great time to mention how important it is to have that uninsured motorist coverage.
It's the most important coverage you could buy because, as I've said many times on this program, 1 out of every 4 cars on the road have no insurance.
Yep, scary.
So you have to go out of the way to protect yourself by buying, stacking uninsured motorist coverage.
Very, very scary stuff. And here's the perfect example of why it's so scary. You know, also, I can imagine there will be some pushback from the insurance company. They're going to try maybe to deny that the college kid actually still maintains a residence back at home with his parents. That's where you need some professional help on these things, because there are things that can help prove that, like where he gets his mail, where he does his laundry, you know, that kind of. Am I right about that, though?
You're 100% right. Where he gets his mail, what's his address on his driver's license, you know, where he gets his credit card bills, all those things are indicia of residency.
But that's not the kind of thing that most of us would understand. However, a professional would definitely be able to jump right in and help. So the answer to the question is, can your lawyer friend help? Absolutely. That's why Bruce L. Scheiner, frankly, is known as the biker's lawyer. Bruce, hate to hear about a young man with a broken hip, but he's probably going to be able to heal from that a lot better than an older person. And the medical bills obviously are something that need to be addressed. So you look for some light at the end of the tunnel here, don't you?
Absolutely, and I think there is light at the end of the tunnel since his parents seem to, have maintained good insurance, and hopefully it's stacking uninsured motorist coverage.
Terrific. Bruce, I knew we could count on you once again, and thank you so much for spending your valuable time with us.
It's my pleasure, Todd. Looking forward to speaking with you next Wednesday.
Absolutely. Let's give it up again for Bruce L. Scheiner, attorney for the injured. Take care and say hi to the family, Bruce.
Okay, take care, Todd.
Bye-bye. Now, if you find yourself in a similar situation, you've got questions, you're injured, somebody you know, somebody in the family's injured, please call the Port Charlotte office of Bruce L. Scheiner and Associates. Get a free consultation at 941-743-7777. 743-7777. And tell them that Todd sent you from Kicks Country 92.9.